Yo, what's up, you guys? It is Tuesday, September 2nd, and we are back with another TnS Daily review. So, jumping right into things, remember, we are going to be starting doing the 1 minute TNS from now on. So, the 5 minute is pretty much done. So, from here on out, we basically will just be tracking the 1 minute TNS to see how it does every single day. So, we're no longer doing the 5 minute daily reviews. So with that being said, I do have my settings here on the 1 minute preset, which means our settings are loaded, 25-point stop, version 2 mode and all that. And so this basically is 9:29 here, leading us into 9:30. Let's see what happens. So off rip, it looks like we basically just dumped. And we had a short setup here in the middle here that looks like it got stopped. So I'm just gonna mark out the high stop loss for it because I think I remember this being stopped out here. So yeah, that definitely got stopped. So trade number 1 is going to be a loss. Okay, so once again, this was basically the highest stop loss for that first short setup that we had. Of course, did have 2 entries, but this one up here also did get stopped because we basically just completely reversed here. So I'm just going to mark out the stop loss for this second short here, and it did get stopped pretty much instantly, as you can see. So trade number 2 is going to be a loss as well. Okay, so moving on. It looks like we have a long setup here. I'm not sure what happens. And also, zooming out, we don't have another short setup until we get way up there, and I don't think we ever did get up there by 4 o'clock. So we tap into the long setup here. This one would be for 38 points if it got TP. The TP is up there for 38 points, as you can see. Well, it's kind of hard to see, actually. Let me fix that. Okay, now it's a bit easier to see, just a little bit. So you see the TP is there, so if this gets TP, it will be a win for 38 points. Let's see. I want to see it did win. Okay, so backing up to about like right here, you can see it did get TP. So trade number 3 is going to be a win for 38 points. Okay, now moving on. That one got TP. And then we had another long setup here. I'm not really sure what happens. I'm just going to mark out the stop loss here. But if this one wins, it's going to be a win for 37. So let's see. Okay, that one got TP as well. So trade number 4 is going to be a win for 37. So pretty nice there, back-to-back wins. And moving on. Basically kind of grinded down here a little bit. I'm just going to fast forward here. Let me make sure that wasn't anything. Don't think it was. Okay, no, sorry. That one might have been. Okay, so yeah, we had a short setup here. Actually, maybe it was invalid. So let me double check this. 10 points that way, 8 points that way. I'm not sure why the indicator makes this one go away. Maybe because it didn't get tagged in. So I'm just going to mark out the entry here. It doesn't look like it gets tagged in, though. Not sure why the indicator made it go away. So remember, this one still has an entry waiting to get tagged in, so we'll just have to manually do this one. Unless the indicator brings it back. But okay, so this one would get tagged in here. So I'm going to zoom in here. Once again, I'm not really sure why the indicator didn't mark it out. Oh, maybe because it's risk to reward. Yeah, okay, so that's okay. So let me change this to 0.25. So actually, let me back up to the very beginning just to make sure that I didn't miss any setups because I actually didn't have the right setting on the indicator to show negative R setup. So let me just go back really quick and see if I missed anything here. So remember, we started off with 2 losses. So I'm just going to fast forward here. We know these 2 lost. Pause it right there. We had that long setup that took a little minute to get tagged in. It's still there, 38 points. Got that. Then we had the second long there. We already got that. Okay, we have a new short here. So this short is actually a real setup. It just went away because I guess we had the negative R thing unchecked. But now we got it right, so it looks like we didn't miss anything. But now you can see the setup also does show up here. So just double checking that. Looks like we're good. But anyways, this setup gets tagged in here, and the TP is for 10 points. So if it wins, it's going to be a win for 10 points. It looks like it did win. So trade number 5 is going to be a win for 10. Okay, now moving on. Looks like we had a little something here. We had 2 long setups. This one looks like it's only for 8 points. If it gets TP, it's going to be a win for 8 points. Looks like it did. So trade number 6 is a win for 8 points. Okay, now moving on. We had another long setup there. We have 2 long setups here that one of them just got tagged in. If this one wins, it's going to be a win for 16. It looks like we're trying to form a short setup there. So yeah, we tap into the short setup. We'll get to that in a minute if it gets TP. Okay, so the long got TP there. So let me back up to the long, see how many points. So long here, the TP is right here. It did get TP, so it's going to be trade number 7 as a win for 16 points. Okay, so once again, the long did get TP. Now we still have the short here, so all I'm going to do is mark out the short stop loss. And now let's see if it got TP or not. If it does get TP, it'll be for 11 points. Looks like it got stopped. So trade number 8 is going to be a loss. Okay, now moving on. Looks like we had a that one short setup from way back over here that finally got tagged in. Basically got stopped out instantly. So trade number 9 is going to be a loss as well. So once again, this play right here did fail. Hit the stop loss there. I'm just going to fast forward again because I don't think we got it set up for a little bit. Okay. Sorry, so let me back up to about right here. Looks like we have a new long setup here, and I'm just going to mark out the stop loss only. The TP does get hit for 12, so trade number 10 is going to be a win for 12 points. Okay, and you can see that the TP did get hit without hitting the stop loss. Stop loss down here. It gets TP, then instantly after it gets TP, there's a new long setup here. So this one is our A plus long. This one also forms, but it's not A plus, but it did end up winning because I remember watching it. So we tap into this long setup here. The TP is for 29 points. The stop loss is basically right here, kind of in between if it would have tagged in this entry. But I know since I was watching, this one never got tagged in, and this one basically won. And in the process of it winning, we also created another long setup. So since I know this trade won, we're only focusing on this one right here. I know there's a new long there, but we're only focused on this one. This one is going to be a win for 29 points. So trade number 11 is a win for 29 points. Okay, so now just to show you, it did get TP. We're only focusing once again, sorry. We're only focusing on this play here, the first one. I'm just going to fast forward until it gets TP. So you can see it did get TP there. That's why it's a win for 29. Now backing up to this long setup here. I think this is actually like with the last setup of the day. This one, let's see how many points it's going to be. So this one is going to be a win for 13 points. It basically got TP along the way to get the other one, the one that was tagged in first. Now, truly, if you're taking these trades in order, you really only just be in this trade here, and you wouldn't really be able to take this one unless you like averaged in or something. But trade number 12 is going to be a win for 13 points. Okay, so moving on. Once again, we already got these 2 setups, and this one we just never came back to. Fast forwarding here, I want to say that was the last setup of the day. Yeah, looks like it, because this right here would be our 4 o'clock candle, and then we basically never got anything else. So that being said, these would be our final stats for today. Let's tally it all up and get our final results. All right, so these will be our final results for the 1 minute TnS. I walked away with 2.5 R on the day. That's 63 points, and that's with 8 wins and 4 losses. So a pretty nice day for the 1 minute TnS today. Had a little hot streak going here. It did lose the first 2 trades of the day, but had a nice little win streak, basically like about a 4 trade win streak here. Actually, 5, sorry. 5 trade win streak, then 2 losses again, then ended the day with another 3 wins in a row. So pretty nice day for the 1 minute TnS today. And yeah, guys, it's gonna wrap it up for this daily review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.